actually. Let's hope things actually, work for me today. It's like a 92% chance it'll work.
I thought for sure.
Oh, good.
I thought for sure I muted my Twitch, and it's still working, and it's still playing audio. What the crap?
There's always a weird feeling when you're like, I've muted this tab, and then it starts blurring, and you're like, I muted you! I'm so loud, I need to lower myself. There we go. Okay. Hopefully, that is not making me die. Hello and welcome, dear patrons, to the Tables of Tartarus, a chapter of Purgatory Corner. I am your storyteller, Sinspeaks. Today we shall be continuing the tale of shifting fates. Come on in, take a seat, and let your imagination run free. And as always, a huge shout out to our $30 patron, Pastry Boy Fritter. If you guys also want to join our Patreon, where you guys get to help me make NPCs, towns, even the backstories, the race, the class, etc., all the way up to a BBEG if you wish to, feel free to go check out our Patreon and all the stuff that's oriented over there, which will be inside of this link here. And if you guys want to see our most up-to-date schedule and stuff like that, also feel free to check out our Discord in that same link. That way you guys know what we're doing, when we're doing it, how we're doing it, all that fun stuff. Technically our website also does that, but it's not up to date. So if you guys want to see our written stories and stuff like that, that's where you guys are gonna go for stories, which will be updating hopefully at some point. Alright, well, today we are back with Shifting Fates, ladies and gentlemen, which we're actually, we're in the wrong map for this. Hold on. Is it the Orc Camp? It's probably the Orc Camp. No, it's not the Orc Camp, is it? Oh no, it's the Winter Village. Might be the Winter Village. Don't worry, guys. Yeah, it's the Winter Village. Okay. I was like, which one is this? There's Orc, and more Orc. Okay, so you guys are back in Big Mama's camp. It's been a long time since half of the group here has ever been here, and then the other half, you guys have never actually been here before. Snow is a new concept for you. The cold is a fairly new concept for you. Averin, this is the first time that you are seeing and experiencing snow, and it's around, so inside of most of Helios, in most of the area over there, the general temperature is around 70 to 90 degrees, depending on if you're in the underground area, if you're in the overground area, and stuff like that. The average temperature is around 80 sitting, almost constantly. In Savriotow, it goes down to a nice chill 50, 60 roughly is the average. Over here in Cataclysm, it goes down to a very nice chilly 30 degrees on average. So it's freezing cold, even in your bundle of clothes. You guys can actively see your breath coming out as you guys are wondering. A lot of you guys have either your fur outfits. Bill has...
I got the
he has
boots.
a scarf. His boots, his big-ass fucking boots.
Technically, I have a lot of things.
Yeah, you have boots, you have a hat, you have your scarf, you have your... Honestly, your bag is protecting you from half the damn weather. And then Ellie's outfit.
Tiny and covered in crap would be so useful.
Yeah, and then Ellie's entire outfit is preventing her from really feeling cold 90% of the time.
It's cold resistant, baby.
Yeah. Until you get down to about 15 degrees, you're not really going to start feeling freezing cold. It's still cold as hell. It's still like you're feeling cold, but you're not like shivering and dying of hypothermia or anything like that. But you guys wander into this town. As it was the last time that you were here, most of the denizens are either inside the buildings, they're off on some kind of adventure, or something of the sort. There's a couple of people and a couple of buildings around you which you guys can hear, a couple of orcs who are looking out their windows or leaning out the balconies and looking at you, but for the most part, no one's really paying attention. And then as you guys are going forwards into the town, Bill being the first one who would notice this, Big Mama is standing right in front of her, the mess tent, which is this one, essentially the collective community area for eating and stuff like that. And Big Mama's standing there. For all of you guys who don't remember what Big Mama looks like, she is I believe she's a 8'6" Titanic beast of a woman who is almost raw muscle. She's also almost wearing nothing in the snow. Like, just her straight up sheer physical everything is causing her to almost be overheated in 30 degrees. And she's like kind of standing in front of the mess tent. She's looking around the area. Seems like she had just been doing something. And she's kind of wandering into just outside the mess hall. She kind of, she catches Rowena's eyes first as Bill is just sneaking his way through the snow, not on purpose, but he's the same height. It's like a weird ferret sliding through snow. But she waves to your group as she notices you guys. What you guys gonna do?
Giant person!
Tiny
Big
bird.
bird.
See? He's inside of the snowbank. You see snow.
Do you remember he was rolling down that hill?
She's kind of like
He probably
looking at the ball of snow that's more or less forming, and she's like, snow
Just keeps
person.
rolling. Just his head pops out of the big ball of snow and feathers. Hi!
Bird snow person. Hi, how you doing? Who are you with them?
I am them.
You what?
Yes, he's with us.
Ah.
Bill being a tiny chaos gremlin right now.
Yes, we've lost members and gained members since seeing you last. I hope you're doing well.
I was wondering about that. We're surviving, I suppose. How's your group traveled? Been faring? Did you do everything you wanted to do? That does not bode the best.
Inside my own head, I don't remember what exactly we've even told
Sorry,
her
what
that we
was
wanted
that?
to do.
I had a moment.
So I believe what you guys told her last is that you guys were planning to go observe the orc army, and then find a way to prevent the war from continuing. And then you guys just kind of left.
So we
I suppose we've
saw
done
the-
half.
Yeah, we saw the orc army, and that boded well. And I don't know if this is really a conversation for being outside. You know, it's been
yes,
a
yes.
journey.
I'm
If you don't
sorry.
mind.
Would you like to come inside? We have some fresh soup.
Yes, please.
It's
Come on,
meat.
Jackson. It's okay. Don't worry. They won't bite.
Jackson just kind of looks concerned, I suppose, with all this. He's not really... He's not super afraid from what you can tell, but he does look deeply concerned that you're just having a casual chit-chat with a massive orc lady. I don't actually have a map for the inside of the mess hall anymore, because somehow it disappeared, so we're just going to use... Did I ever use this tavern? I probably have used this tavern before.
I request permission. Wait, no. I request assistance and I give permission for people to manhandle me. I can't move. I'm stuck in a ball of snow. Help.
No.
Oh, Bill. I'm just going to try and pick him up. I assume this is going to be athletics check.
To pick him up, it's actually gonna be a strength check, because while he doesn't weigh a lot, his bag does.
Straight roll either way.
His bag is heavy as fuck, but you do manage to lift him up. It's not it's kind of annoying. You were not expecting his bag to be like heavy as shit, but I mean, you managed to pick him up, and he's just kind of floating in midair now in your arms.
Thank you.
Rowena is slightly impressed.
I'm just gonna try and put him back down on the cobblestone.
Thunk.
You put Bill down, and he just starts shaking violently because he's getting the snow out of his crevices of his scarf and and his stinking feathers. That stuff is cold.
I mean, it is frozen water.
Is that what it is?
It's a new
That's what I've been
experience
told,
for
yes.
him.
I mean, I've dealt with the cold before. Wait,
It
no,
was
we dealt with
definitely
snow
a new
before. It was during
experience
that
for
one
me,
time.
too.
Oh,
when we went
yeah.
to Snow Place for Mrs. Claus.
It's just been a while.
Oh yeah.
Assassinus.
I don't think Averin was in that episode, was she?
No.
No, she was not. He joined the group immediately after we got back.
This is Bill's second experience with snow.
And he's less confused this time.
Averin is just entirely distracted by examining the snow.
It's very nice and fluffy. Honestly, it's like very nice, gentle snow. It's still very gently snowing as well. I wonder if can I make it snow for you guys?
Do you actually have particle effects?
Maybe. I might.
No, I just like mean in general. Can you actually apply particle effects to this?
Normally I can, but I don't think I have it up, unfortunately.
Oh no!
Yeah, I think I need a specific module to be able to do that.
Winter Wonderland.
Crap.
Yeah. Don't worry, I'll do that maybe next episode. There's another section in Cataclysm that is significantly more snowy. So once we get to that, I'll rain down the snow and show the viewers as well. But yeah, you guys kind of walk into the mess hall, and it's a fairly nice room. It's extremely bare bones. There is a rather large cauldron in the middle of the area over a fire pit. It is cooking up some mighty fine stew. It is cooking up some mighty fine shit. I mean, it smells beautiful in here. As long as you guys like meat. That's pretty much all that there is in there. There's a little bit of carrots, a little bit of potatoes, a couple of other vegetables, but it's like 98% straight meat that's been sitting there cooking for hours. So it smells like a goddamn carnival's wet dream in here. It's beautiful. But she walks over to one of the edges, kind of sits down, starts pulling out a couple of bowls. They're very weird shaping bowls, but they function very well, and they're rather large. She starts kind of doling out some meat and handing it to you guys. Sin always has such a way with words. Yeah, well, you know, I'm a double English bachelor's, and I'm killing my words already. It's fine. But yeah, so you all sit down. She starts handing the meat. There's no one else in there. Last time you guys were in here, there was Jimmy and Rocknar, but they both don't seem to be here at the moment for whatever reason. So the entire mess hall is just kind of empty. You guys aren't really quite sure what time it is. For everyone but Averin and Bill, you would assume that it's probably around, let's see. You guys walked here? Or you teleport? I don't remember.
We
I
walk.
think we walked here.
We walked,
Okay.
yes indeed.
God, it's a long way to walk. Oh yeah, right, the shortcut. It would be around, I would say, starting to get to nighttime, air quote nighttime, so about 5 p.m.
When she gives me my bowl, I'm going to reach into my pack and be like, I suppose I have a gift as well.
Oh,
Thank you for the food and taking care of us last time.
it is my pleasure. What,
She gives
what's the gift?
the fur pelt back.
Aw.
I don't think she knows I stole, but I'm pretty much 100% sure I stole it from her actual place
You did.
the last time we were here.
You absolutely did. She gently takes it. She just she looks at it for a second with legitimate confusion. She just kind of shrugs slightly. She goes, "What wonderful gift! Thank you. I have a couple of people who actually do need this at the moment. We've been having a lot more scavenging missions in the tundra, so this will be very useful and very appreciated. Thank you."
Okay. Yeah. Never. She took it and she's regretted it ever since. She's not done anything with it.
Oh,
Just kept
50
it on her.
episodes later, you're like, I suppose I should give it back.
All comes around.
And
Really
I can
does.
delete that from my inventory. Goodbye.
But yeah, so she gives you all the meat, and she sits down, and you guys gather in a circle, and she's like, "So, tell me your travels. Did you see anything interesting up to the north? I know that the camp is a little bit big, and Bloodtooth has Bloodtooth. Bloodtooth has a difficulty with things, but you're all alive, so."
At this point, the moment we saw how many orcs were behind the gate, we kind of figured, yeah, we don't want to mess with that.
Yeah, that's the main difficulty of the encampment is kind of have to get through all of them first to get to Bloodtooth. It's one of the reasons why no one has taken down the orc army yet, because he makes a wall until he's out on the battlefield. She says this with kind of almost sorrowful kind of look. Like a very somber kind of tone to that.
Above game, I should have said warriors.
Alright. And the new ones here, the little bird. Who might you
Hi.
be?
I'm Bill,
I'm Big Mama.
and I will be right back.
Alright.
crud.
I'll be right
She turns to Averin. Hello there, dear.
Greetings. My
Even
name is
while
Averin.
sitting down, by the way, she's a head taller than you easily. Like, she
Just
is
do, like,
big.
I just do like a dramatic bow. It's like, greetings. My name is Averin.
Hmm.
I believe I may have heard of you somewhere.
It's very likely. Did you take part inside of the war?
Well, I'm assisting in stopping it. I didn't take part in it per se. I've been in
Ah.
the slums, As
I
I was
see.
then I was picked up for this dramatic adventure.
Ah. I was about to say, if you were part of the war, you definitely would have recognized me, though. Probably you would have died if you were part of it, so.
Oh no, my affairs lie elsewhere, just simply on the side.
I see.
I feel like I've seen Big Mama, or was it someone different?
So I used the same token for Mrs. Claus. And you did see her after, because she teleported you to Circadia.
Oh.
Yeah. Same general build, except that Mrs. Claus is about 7 feet taller.
Ah.
Yeah. Mrs. Claus was a fucking house. She is more normal sized. But same general body shape and same general I can break you with my bicep kind of form.
Fascinating.
So, what are you all doing back here?
I glanced to Ellie.
Ellie, are you there?
Oh, well, long
Indeed.
story short. Yeah, I'm here. Long story short, we decided, well, kind of dragged them into it at this point, that we want to end the war. as peacefully as possible with basically no one dying as much as possible. And to do this, we were figuring out ways to make sure that the elves and dwarves do not get involved at all in the war and do not march, as well as finding ways to make sure the paladins do not get controlled and brought into the field. And we made it this far today to get ideas from you to find a way to try to get the orcs not involved, because we joined up with oh my gosh, my freaking brain,
Resistance.
a resistance group back in the slums of the Elven Citadel with Marigold and her group, because she's wanting to take over as soon as the war's over and make things better. So we're slowly but surely getting a resistance group together. I know you already have your small village. I understand if you don't want to be involved because you don't want to take the risks. But we are trying in every shape and form, in every blood and tear possible, to make sure people do not get involved. We even have a weird little thing for dragonborns to make sure they don't mess with us. So
Interesting. It sounds
it's
like
been a
your group
journey.
has certainly traveled. A resistance group, you say? So you're trying to stop the entire orcish army from marching onwards.
Yes. Especially because we caught wind that the elves have a disease called the blasting veins that they would likely use against the orcs during the time of war.
You notice that she frowns for about a second or so when you say blasting veins, before it kind of eases up again. She goes, "Oh, that's concerning."
What the disease is like is basically what it's called. You start to get blue spots, you swell up a bit, and slowly but surely you become a bit erratic, and you may or may not explode or just succumb to the disease. It's already wiped out a village that Oliver's from and a few people in the slums, but our amazing doctor has managed to find a cure that we are trying to keep
Well, a treatment
in
at
the
least.
underfold. Well, a treatment at least at this time. But we're trying to keep it in the underfold at this time because the Citadel believes he is killed. And that they're putting the blame of the disease on him. So currently no one knows exactly that there is a treatment or cure of sorts of it because they believe he is dead.
Interesting.
I mean, I've been
Sorry, long story short.
I've been distributing a couple of the ingredients list to a couple of the bars that we've been passing through on the way, but yeah, I guess it's not really public knowledge at the Citadel at the very least. Well, kind of is.
She nods to Oliver and says, "My condolences for your village. I know how hard it is to deal with a loss such as that."
As well as, real quick,
Hmm?
we have a village. We have a village back in the edge of Helios that is a neutral town, welcome to all. And then we've been pointing people in that direction to escape to during or before the war. And you're welcome to go there. I already told them about you and everything. So.
Interesting. If it comes to the point where we need to leave this village, we'll take you up on that offer. However, We orcs were born, we're raised, and we fight tooth and nail to survive in this wasteland. It's how we display our culture and our heritage, so we prefer not to leave if not possible. In order to prevent the Orcish War from marching, you would need to talk to Bloodtooth himself. You see, she says this with, it is not a happy face. She says this with one of the most somber faces that essentially, the way that you're kind of reading this statement is the same as if she says that you're about to march into your own grave that you just dug. That's the same way that she's saying it when she tells you this. It is not a happy statement to have said this.
We understand the risks, and we've already went through it in our heads many times at this point. I mean, we've dealt with dragons, we've dealt with paladins, we've dealt with many interesting encounters up to this point, so understand the risks.
Throughout
So,
this
it's something we'll be
discussion,
willing
she
to
had been stirring the stew essentially, and at this point, she kind of like sets down the ladle inside the pot and kind of leans back and has a very serious look on her face, and she kind of gets a little bit lower and says, "Do you know why the orcs fight? Did you ever in your journey learn that?"
I mean, as far as I know, I thought it was just, something that you guys like to do. Nature.
From what I understood, or at least heard, that they do it based on honor. It's what they live for, in a sense, and respect.
You both are partially correct. The Orcish way is what you see in this village. We hunt, we survive, and the moment that we are an inch away from death, we see our lives flash in our minds, and we value and we recognize that which has passed and that which is which to come. We're survival hunters. We're survivalists. We survive, we hunt, we fight, we indulge because we will not be guaranteed the next day. This war is not a survival war. It is not based on hold on, my brain just got derailed. Is that Ellie? Is that you?
It's
What?
Dylan.
Oh, it's Dylan. Okay, I'll be right back. Hold on. Sorry, getting food.
Rowena is shocked that that Big Mama was like, "Oh yeah, kind of correct," because she was drawing on her learning from the Citadel, which everyone has been saying, wrong. Don't think of them that way.
To be fair, looks at the Citadel. Probably a safe assumption to bash it.
Not mean to do that. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that.
Worried about why this camp looks.
My train of thought was derailed.
Big Mama was explaining why the orcs fight and just said that me and Ellie were partially right.
Yeah, so she essentially kind of leans forwards and she's like, this war is not a survival war. I mean, it's a war based on survival, of course. We don't wish to die. Because as much as we value the life that we are put in front of, and as much as we hunt for glory and we fight to live, We do that because we have no other real option that we seek as glorious, as passionate. With this war, we survive and fight. And one of the reasons that we fight so hard is because if we don't, we get eradicated. Because if we don't, our children get eradicated. If you're in a fight with a bear, and you die to the bear eats you and leaves the rest of you alone. If you die in this war, the war tramples your entire existence and everything you had, and everything that you left behind. The reason why Bloodtooth fights with every fiber of his being, the reason why I fought for so many years, is because we're not fighting to kill the other side. We're fighting to ensure that our children don't die. What you're saying, Eleonora, is you want to convince the entire orc army, last I checked around several thousand, to stand down and not march to a war that has so far prevented their children's children and their children's children's children from dying. Bloodtooth is not planning to continue this war. It's why he has kept asking me to join him over and over again. He is planning on ending this war in the next fight.
That won't end well.
Does he have a plan
Unlikely.
like the elves?
No.
So it's just raw battle. He's going.
Yes. His plan is to throw so many bodies at the elves that the orcs can climb over each other's dead backs and slaughter the entire city. And with their numbers, they probably could. With that infection you're talking about, they might not. But what you're essentially asking them is to back down and not fight a war, which in my unfortunate husband's mind is the only thing that is keeping our race from
Wait.
being extinct. As what you're trying to ask him to do, Eleonora. Do you see why this might be so difficult? Ellie's freaking out, yo.
Yeah, it's like, pause, hold on.
Everyone just quiet.
Wait a second. Did everyone catch that though?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Bill doesn't
Yes, I
understand why
heard.
it's such a big idea. Just the quiet. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to be a Bill in this moment.
But above game, that does make sense.
Yeah, just you see why this would be so hard, and then just the quiet, and then Bill just, I got this.
I got this. What the fuck you doing?
So where is he
What
now?
are you doing, Bill?
Being Bill, being his overly friendly self.
Bill, you're not going to sneak into the encampments by yourself. No escaping.
I'll go with
I
No
you.
said I
random
was going
walks.
to sneak away.
No walks. No walks.
So I can't just go talk to him?
Not on your
No.
own.
Not by yourself. No, this is different than the Citadel and Circadia.
A very
How?
brave bird.
No,
He
I'm very
has the
dumb.
habit of going on random walks and talking to the scariest or most powerful person in the place we go to.
It's
brave
roughly
bird.
requires being scared.
I have no
Yeah, and he
sense
doesn't
of,
know it.
I have
Well,
no
my-
sense of fear.
My poor, unfortunate bird friend. I don't suggest you go and talk to him honestly at all. They might actually just roast you over a fire and eat you. No offense, you do look pretty tasty.
Joke's on them. I can spit acid.
So you're a vulture
Oh my
now?
gosh.
That-
Ellie looks to Jackson and is like, "Hey, honey, is it too late to go back to Mercy?"
Yeah, sometimes this kind of.
Well,
Did
I
he
can't
normally spit acid?
no, that happened after the dragon.
Oh,
Yeah, I've been learning a lot of things. By the way, none of you are safe. Because I can speak Elvish. As Bill says that in Elvish for some reason. And I don't know how.
Okay.
Ollie will then return the comment in Elvish. It's useful to teach yourself any number of languages.
I don't know how
What
I
are you
learned it, though. I'm
saying?
confused.
Rowena
Funny
looks at Ellie.
enough.
Do you think he knows Gnomish?
funny enough, Ellie is the
Oh my God.
only person in the entire party that would not have understood him when he said.
Oh
Wait,
no.
does Jackson know Elvish? Wait, did I give him Elvish?
Your sheet says that you know Gnomish and Thieves' Cant, but not
my God.
Elvish.
No, I meant Jackson's sheet.
Oh, Jackson. Oh, let me look at him real quick. Oh my God, he
We'll just
doesn't know
start speaking.
either.
Yeah,
So the
because we
two
never
of
really-
them just
Oh
hear
my
y'all
gosh.
start bantering in Elvish, and both of you just go, huh?
Ellie will talk in Gnomish, and Jackson is like, you know what? If they're gonna talk in that language, we'll talk in ours.
Listen, it's just Elvish. Rowena's translating.
Yeah, it's
They're just-
Bill's just being stupid right now.
Bill's
Funny
very
enough.
confused as to how he knows this language. He doesn't seem to know how he learned it.
Uh-uh.
He just knows it.
And it's not from a drunken stupor because I would be slurring more. Anyway, back to common. So what would happen if I went to talk to this person? Trying to
Well,
roast
you
me
would
alive?
first have to get past around. I mean, they're in a circle, so probably around 2,000 orcs. and then-
that's easy.
Can they see past invisibility?
Can they stop
no.
someone from moving through a 1-inch small gap?
Oh.
No. She legitimately
They have
looks
defenses from the
confused.
sky.
Then
I'm
they
sorry,
can't
he's a very
stop me?
peculiar bird that we picked up on the side of the road.
I am a heavy alcoholic.
He's also
I think that's selling
king of
yourself short.
alcoholics.
Heavy alcoholic is selling so much short. What do you do, bird friend?
I make alcohol that send people through the plains. That is
Basically,
Huh.
basically, he's immortal with skills that would potentially make a god scared.
Impressive. I was just gonna say that if they saw you, they would probably just start trying to munch you.
Oh, then
but-
I'd stab them.
I mean,
Honestly,
you
I
would
want to
probably
see them
give them a
try.
good time at that point.
He took on a 6'5" full plate armor dragonborn by himself. I want to see them try.
It's kind of impressive.
I did lose my hand to him. But that's more of a good thing than a bad thing at this point.
I mean, best of luck if you try to get past. I could also. You see, the moment she is about to finish that sentence, you see a look of regret pass her through her face. Just a look of, should not have said that, should not have said that. Just a
Does your
look of,
husband have any weaknesses?
depends on what you define as weakness.
A way to get to him.
Yes.
Me?
Hey, can you throw me at him?
How long of a walk would it be to actually reach where he is?
From this encampment, around 2 hours. Takes about an hour to get there, and then depending on if you're trying to sneak in there, another hour. Otherwise, if
Wait,
you
let's
are
just say
so
that
intent
nobody-
to have a conversation with him, I can bring you to him.
Yay!
You see just
Wait,
the highest look of regret in her voice with that statement. She has no faith in y'all's ability to survive this, and you guys can feel that from a mile away.
oh,
Aw,
by the
I
way,
Actually, I was going. Actually, my ultimate question was: assuming nobody was there, how long would it take from the gates to get to him?
Oh. 5 minutes? 10? Depending on if you're
think-
jogging or walking.
What?
Although you
if
guys are smaller than us.
I could probably make a couple people invisible.
Yeah. Again, I could just bring
Let
you
me put it
to.
this
I
way,
have
with that
not.
much- if they're making anywhere near as much racket as they were when we first passed through, I'm pretty sure they're not going to hear us.
No, they probably won't. See, I've been getting summons. She kind of reaches to her right and reaches in, like, she pretty much opens a little crate and reaches inside and pulls out a couple of what looks to be letters of sorts, and she hands it to you. Last time you were here, you saw an orc named Rogdal. He was, well, unfortunately, he's the heir to the chieftain's position. He is.
Does
Our
that mean
son.
he's your son?
Yes. What do you know about the True Bloods?
The name now, apparently.
You guys would know True Bloods because technically Ellie and Rowena are both True Bloods.
mm-hmm.
In the markings. I'm not sure actually.
I know
Oliver, if you would ever know. That's a good question. Ever roll me history. I'm not sure if you guys have ever actually talked to anyone about your tree marked heritage.
Marigold.
I know a good amount of nothing.
No. I don't think we have.
That's kind of
Oh,
funny.
Wait a second.
Look, I'm street smart, not book smart, alright?
We talked to the team about it. That's about it. But I don't think. Oh, and I talked to Jackson about it. Obviously.
Mhm.
I think all we said to the team was that we have the same mark, and like we never really explained what it means.
Yeah,
though.
the same birthmark.
Yep.
Yep.
No one.
Ollie
Jackson
has no
knows the
idea
whole
what this is.
story.
Ollie has no
'Cause,
idea
you
what's
know-
going on.
Oh, that's
Jackson
beautiful.
knows, but that's because, well, yeah, he
So funny enough, this is most of you guys' first time hearing this. This is hilarious. I brought this up like 40 episodes ago.
I wasn't
But-
there 40 episodes ago, probably.
Um,
So she
man,
asks if
I
we know anything
legitimately
about
don't
him.
think I've talked about it recently. This is weird. But okay. So she essentially explains to you guys that there's a certain lineage basically that happens. The original people who were born into the races so very, very long ago were called the True Blood races. And essentially, if you were born as these races, you would have a mark on you. And if you continued your bloodline, if you didn't share your bloodline with any other race, so obviously humans were the first to stop having these marks, you would continue to have these marks. Humans lost it fucking 2 generations down. Did not last. But it's a point of pride, essentially, for a lot of races. Specifically elves. Elves and to some degree dwarves. They view it as a mark because essentially it's an untainted bloodline. As long as you have the blood of an elf in your blood and nothing else, you are an elven true blood. If you do, in fact, tangle your bloodline with somebody else with another generation, your child will have your mark, and it will not continue past that. Their children will not have a mark after that. And oftentimes, these children are called the half-bloods, or I believe they're called, I had a really, really bad name for them. I don't remember what it was. I haven't used it for so long. Damn. It was something along the lines of like, you have like half-bloods and then, half-breeds. That's what it's called. Almost always said with disdain. Averin, you've heard this a couple of times. The term half-breed. Usually, this term is used specifically for elves. If they have a child with another race, the child is typically considered a half-breed and is usually looked down upon because it is the end of an elven lineage. It's never usually a good thing. But this actual mark that they have has more or less faded. The only people that you are all aware of that have these marks, interesting, that have these marks are some of the highest class elves, such as every single council member has one of these marks. That's actually a good point, Averin. I like that. I'll keep that in mind. But you're hearing about this, and it's kind of sort of ringing a bell to you, but not really. Pretty much not all. But you guys do know that the high elves, the council members, all have a separate true mark. And Rowena's father, the only reason that he is not on the council, I believe Rowena has said this before, is because he had his twins, which is why he's a high commander and not a high council member. As she's saying this to you, most of this information at least, she states that her husband, Bloodtooth, is one of the only remaining true blood orcs, period. Because orcs only live 50 years, generally speaking. Rugdoll is not a true blood. Actually, hold on. I have to remember if I want him to be one.
Consult the notes.
Yes, I do want him to be one. He is a true blood, because she is too. Sorry, I had to figure out whether or not I wanted her to be one. But yes, she is also a true blood, which she shows you guys by taking off the massive pauldron on her shoulder, which, by the way, is bigger than most of y'all's heads. This thing is huge, is also sharp as she puts it into the ground, and it sinks from the spikes. And you guys see a massive birthmark over her shoulder, which is a lovely picture. As it's usually hidden, obviously I've never seen it. But she kind of goes, "This is a true orc mark. I and Bloodtooth are the only remaining ones, which means that our son will soon be the only remaining true blood orc on the continent. Which means our line dies with him. But it also means that he's the next heir. And that also means that if my husband dies, he will do everything in his power and use every body at his disposal to eradicate every elf that has ever stepped foot on this continent. Unlike me and my husband, he does not fight to protect the children. He fights to eliminate the other side, so we can go back to our old ways." If you try to go there, I have been summoned repeatedly. You notice that inside the box, there's like 50 of these letters. In order to go and talk. And preferably join my husband in this war. I have not picked up a blade in 10 years, and I do not wish to do so again. She grabs the ladle and lifts it up, this ladle, if combat happens. She puts it back down.
I have a question.
Yes.
You haven't picked up a sword, but what about a pen?
I haven't really used a quill. Why?
No, figure of speech. Have you ever had a fight of morals?
No. I think.
I got nothing.
Do you normally fight about morals?
I mean, you could have a discussion.
Is it which leg you eat first on a dog?
No, it's much more boring.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
It's more like your way of life, things like that. Why you do something.
I guess I had that with Bloodtooth at one point. I was tired of fighting, so I bowed out, and he wanted to continue fighting, so we didn't get slaughtered, and I found it pointless to continue a war that never ends, and he said that he was going to end the war, and so I guess that's kind of conflicting morals. Does that
Yeah,
count?
that'll do. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine.
All right. Well, there you go. He's a very strange bird.
Mm.
Normal.
But a very fascinating one.
She picks back up her pauldron and kind of clicks into place on her arm. So if you would like to go to the encampment and talk with my husband, the only way that you will get to him without dying, or I should say get out without dying, is for me to guide you there. I have not stepped foot in that encampment in 10 years.
As long as you throw me by the end of it.
Dude, I can throw you into one of the snowbanks.
I mean, I'd prefer it if you just threw me at him, but that works too.
No offense, my tiny bird fellow, I would rather your head not be ripped off in mid-flight.
I'd like
I
to
would
see
throw
him
you, but I
try.
don't have the strength.
Thank you, Avrin.
So what are you planning on saying to him, by chance? Have you thought that out so far? I assume that having gotten this far, you would have a conversation starter with him.
Do we?
You think I think?
That's fair.
Oh, he's just like sitting there, just sweating.
I just do what comes naturally. And it usually works. And they haven't stopped me yet because it has worked.
Well, what about you, Ellie? Ellie?
Sorry, what was the question? Ruby's climbing on stuff.
She asked you, you gotten this far already, do you have a conversation starter for Bloodtooth?
Yes, Ellie, tell me. How are you going to convince the person who really wants to fight not to fight?
You know what, Rowena? Last I checked, you tried to kill me literally the other day, okay?
You agreed to it!
It was consensual.
It was a
And
consensual death.
And it was trying to get me out of the dimensional planes.
This is true, and we found out I can make wings appear.
I'm still deeply concerned you even had that conversation.
Big Mama raises her eyebrow and just goes, yeah, I've done that a couple of times with some of my friends. We challenge each other to death, and if one of us doesn't die, then, I mean, it's a good time.
So it's normal then.
Anyway,
It's pretty
I
much.
was just
Not where I come from, but whatever you want.
thinking of we would, or I guess we'll go up to him and be like, I know you want to kill me, but I have important information that could save your army and change things for you. I'm Miss Gray, and she like pauses and like twitches her
Jackson
head for a
raises
moment
eyebrow.
and continues talking. It's like we heard about this disease that's going to be spread if you go to the war. And it would be best if you do not, but you wait. You wait it out and go from there.
It's a smart start.
I mean, yes, if we can stall out, because then they can head to the Trail of Bloody Tears and no one will be there for them to fight.
Oh fuck.
And they'll have to turn back around. Oh no.
Is it bad
Right?
is it bad if I'm half tempted to ask them to do some sort of massive calculation and see if they'll actually forget that the war exists because they're too stuck with their pride trying to figure it out? Honestly,
I
if you
mean,
phrase it right, it might legitimately work.
technically, Marigold's wanting to start up her plan as soon as the Elven army moves, or just before the war even starts. So we're still on a timeline.
True, but it could be interesting to leave them to try and figure it out, and just leave while they're trying to do that with some sort of means of contacting us or something. I don't know.
Oh, I know how to do this
Because
now.
then they have no excuse. I don't know. Oh, just a random idea.
I have a plan.
Is it to
Oh,
take
no.
out both leaders, put them to sleep in not a lethal way?
No! Use common sense. Why would you go to a war that's only going to end in everyone's death because everyone gets sick?
Because they want honor.
Yes, honor, but there's no honor in a death like that.
Sickness
point.
could be dishonorable.
There's no fight. It's you get sick, you die. There's no fight in it. Not really. Not from a perspective that I am coming to understand. You're not fighting the elves. The elves, all they have to do is stall you until the sickness takes you. That's not a fight. That's not even a war. That's just a culling.
I mean, this is true. You can bring up that would they really want to fight an enemy that's weak and not worthwhile fighting? There's no honor in fighting a unworthy enemy that's not even at their fullest strength.
Or an enemy that's actively not going to actually fight you.
Mhm.
Set a defense
Or
up
not even
instead.
going to be there.
Oh no, I'm certain that the elves are still going to try to fight. Either
mean,
way.
We could also hand him the beer.
The beer?
Bill.
What? It's an idea! I always like new drinking buddies.
What beer?
Ah, yes, and he has.
Just like Ollie made that comment with just like legitimate fear in his eyes.
Bill has in possession 4 different alcohols that can either kill you or send you to the gods. So yeah, it's kind of fun. It's really not though.
When I said I was a heavy alcoholic and they made the comment that's an understatement, that's why. I've drank all of them and lived. Kind of.
He's part of the Alcoholics Club. That's what it's called, right?
I think so.
Interesting. I don't think I've heard of that one.
It's run by a guy named... What was his name again?
Ezekiel.
Thank you.
Above game. When we walked in to this place, was the camp like kind of empty?
Yeah, a lot of the camp's empty. Most of the people are inside their
Okay.
homes, stuff like that.
Oh, okay, so they must.
Oh, by the way, what time is it?
Oh, are you saying that in character?
Yeah.
I mean, above game, I'm certain, and the rest of the party, or everyone, most of the rest of the party knows.
Yeah, no, if I'm not talking like this, and I'm talking like this, I'm in Bill mode.
What was the question?
What time is it?
Because Bill doesn't know actually what time it is because he's still
I
kind of
have
off.
no idea. Jackson, do you know what time it is? You've traveled around a lot on your missions that you didn't bring me on.
Yes. It's about 5 or 6 p.m., I believe.
The perfect time to make a new drinking buddy.
Oh no.
Rubena's gonna step over to Oliver real quick. I I'm just gonna step outside real quick. I'll be right back.
Yeah, fair. Or just that's just not even putting any effort to stopping you.
Okay.
She's like, yeah, that's fair. I would too. All right, so you step outside.
I'm gonna follow Rowena.
Okay.
Do I notice this?
Hold on, let me roll stealth.
Don't worry, I'm gonna make a distraction.
Wait,
Oh,
are they gonna do something that might piss off Big Mama?
I don't know, but possibly.
I mean,
Stealth
as
is
Raina's
following.
walking out, all you're gonna hear Billa scream out, "Bye, Rowena!"
Goodbye.
Did I stealth?
13 stealth.
My passive perception is 16.
Jackson would notice
barely
that.
Oh yeah, he's noticing that
I'm
you're
not
leaving.
being stealthy about leaving.
Yeah,
I just told Ollie I'm left.
yeah. and
He
Bill said
definitely
goodbye.
notices Averin as she just kind of like slowly slinks off. She doesn't do it very Oh, you have advantage, Averin, actually,
Oh,
because
did
your
I?
shoes.
Ah, right.
Ooh.
Yes, of course. Let me just roll
Oh
that
no. About to say Ellie would notice.
again. There we go.
Oh no, Ellie would not notice. I
No.
don't think Jackson would.
Jackson does. He matches.
Ooh.
That's right. I built him so well. I love him.
Yeah, he sees as you just like you pretty much fade into the shadow, and then you just kind of like slowly slide through the door as it's closing. As Rowena steps outside.
One way
But
or
he just
another,
kind of
I'm gonna-
returns, looking back at Ellie and the other group. So what are you doing, Rowena?
I want to look around out here, just see what I can see real quick
Hmm?
before. Ooh, didn't mean to do that.
All right, roll me perception real
read
quick. Let me see how much you see.
Oh,
It-
perception.
It is somewhat dark, obviously, because nighttime and all that fun stuff. Or perpetual nighttime, I should say. It's also so slowly getting darker and darker, not by a significant quantity. But it's definitely a little bit lower lights than you're used to from the Citadel. But let's see what kind of perception.
Stalker.
you have. Oh yeah.
It should be normal, right?
Mhm. Yeah, it's normal. It's not quite dark enough for it to hinder most people. Wow.
Oh, it's not good.
So you're kind of standing out there. You aren't looking for anything in particular, so you're just kind of, you see a lot of the big snow trees, you see a lot of the houses, a lot of them have some kind of lamp on inside the building. There's probably maybe 4 or 5 buildings you can see around you with like a lamp on. Several of the other ones, maybe 2 or 3 that don't have anything on. So it looks like there's only a handful of orcs still left inside the camp at the moment.
Okay. But I'm gonna go lean against the wall on the side here. Can I do that with my
Yeah.
token? Okay. Outside, just lean against there. And as you saw when I clicked in my inventory, I'm going to use my ascending stone.
Okay. Who you gonna contact?
Right, eavesdrop.
Oh yeah, you have a 23 stealth. You're basically just like slide next to her. You're also, I believe, your cloak makes you semi-invisible.
I'm very dark.
Yeah, essentially your cloak covers you in almost constant shadow if you decide to. So you're very stealthy. You make absolutely no noise aside from breathing. So you essentially are just kind of sliding into the snow kind of next to Rowena, who in no way, shape, or form is noticing you as she pulls out her sending stone. Who are you contacting?
My father.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Ooh,
this
let me
is gonna be
hear
one
those
heck of a thing to
beans.
eavesdrop.
Let me see those beans be spilled, yo.
Excuse you? Why? I did not make the sending stone for you to do that.
Just time out and listen to what she has to say.
I'm very curious. Go on. Which mess are you sending? Let me roll something real quick, actually.
Okay. Because it's just sending.
Mom
Okay.
answers instead.
I was gonna
Oh,
say, it's just like she's like, unless he's in a different plane of existence, it's guaranteed to reach him, assuming
So-
she's aiming for his brain.
You're
I mean-
attempting to send you're attempting to send a message from the sending stone to him, yeah?
Correct, because he doesn't
Alright.
have a sending stone.
You realize after a moment your sending stone opens its mouth
What?
and you hear your father's voice from his sending stone.
Oh,
Yes.
wait, hold on, what? Time out, pause. What?
Who is this?
Father.
Don't copy me. This is something I totally didn't even plan. Okay, I'm going off. I'm flying by the seat of my pants here, you guys.
Mhm.
Okay. Oh, I didn't know you had a sending stone, Father.
Of course I do. How do you think I communicate with my scouts inside of Ryoto?
That makes perfect sense. I'm sorry. It must be me being so long out of the Citadel. My brain is starting to wane with how I think.
It is
One way or
alright.
another.
What do you need?
I'm just checking in. I'm letting you know. I'm about 800 miles away from home at an orc encampment. And
Sorry, I love like the way that like cut up. Oh my god, someone needs to clip just that reaction.
There's the baby in the background just like, bitch.
That was amazing.
Oh my gosh.
And this is hold on, give me a moment, give me a second. I'm
Yeah,
phrasing
yeah.
things.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, fuck.
It's all good. It's all good. Just take your time.
It's not good, you guys. It's not.
It's not.
It's, don't worry about it.
Oh, I love this. I love this so much. The sheer panic I'm hearing is so great.
I'll explain in regular person afterwards, but I
Mhm.
gotta say it. Okay. And I have possibly found a weakness that the orc leader has.
Oh. That would be quite useful in our attempts to breach their lines. What's this weakness?
I've found his wife, and I know of his child.
Oh, shit. Interesting.
I know where his wife is. I don't know where the child is currently.
Do you think that the wife could gather the child?
There is certainly a possibility.
I can have a group stationed around, said 800 miles, be right about there, around 30 miles east of your location. If you can bring the wife and child there, the war's as good as won.
How long? It took me a while to get back there. If you're gonna get people here, that will
I
take a little
have
bit.
several parties set up or inside of Ryoto, as well as inside of Helios for its exact purpose. I don't have a whole lot inside of Cataclysm, obviously. However, it will take around 2 days for me to gather a couple groups to have them head north and south to be around 30 miles east of your location. So in about 2 days, bring them there, and we will have won this war.
Hold on, I'm thinking. I would have responded immediately in character, but I need to think of what to say right now. What was I saying?
I love this so much. Oh, this is fan-fucking-tastic. I love it.
You don't. I just see Ellie popping up with the typing. It's like, you don't know. Hold on.
Ellie just being peaceful inside the thing, just like, there's a disturbance in the force. Someone's cold outside. Play some music.
Has there been any other news? So she doesn't really respond to anything that he says. She just asks if there has been any other news because there's other scouts, right? Is there any other news?
To the best of our information, the orc encampment is going to be starting to march in the next couple of months. Maybe faster if they find reason to. We are still preparing our defenses, so we have some difficulties ahead of us. The trail itself should be a fine battlefield. We're going to let them come to us, and, well, they'll stomp over their own bodies if needed, and all the half-elves that are down there. We'll send out the half-elves first, and we'll keep the elves in the back so that their magic reserves can be used. But aside from that, it's just preparation. We're attempting to possibly make communication with the dwarves, but we haven't really explored that avenue just yet. And we can guarantee that the gnomes won't be joining the battle, so we're debating on what to do with them after the war is over. But as of yet, we have nothing to say on that.
As of yet, concentrate on the orcs. Understood?
Indeed. You have done
And,
well, Rowena.
Oh, hey, nice. I don't say that. That's me. So the promotion might happen?
If you can get the wife and the child to that encampment 30 miles east to you in 2 days, you will be promoted on the spot. You will become my right hand for this battle, and I expect you to come home and prepare.
Mother!
Okay. Was not expecting that. How do I hang up a sending stone?
You essentially just will it to hang up.
I'll say, understood. Will it to hang up.
Alright, the mouth
And then
closes
crouch
and
down in the snow.
the sending stone kind of dulls in color, and you know this is what it's like when it's used, essentially, and then it regains its color at dawn. So it's effectively dead at the moment, but then you crouch down. And Everin, you've just heard some beans being spilled. The tea in the harbor, goddamn.
Yeah. I just kind of like go like put my face right next to hers and go, "Hey," and I like pull her into the
Jesus.
shadows with me. It's like, what are you planning? There's obviously something deeper to this.
That would have been fucking terrifying.
Roll for spooking.
Roll intimidation versus her wisdom, I guess.
Yeah, if you're planning on intimidating the shit out of her, then yeah, roll that sweet intimidation.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Going
Oh,
for
look
the
at that.
Oh,
Taste.
intimidation
boy.
versus what?
Your wisdom.
Save is usually what it is.
Kind of your how you can steal yourself, essentially.
Was
If you roll a nat 20, I'll be so mad.
Oh my god.
slightly intimidated. Okay.
Very slightly. It's not the scariest thing. You've had an orc grab you by the mouth before, but this is not.
And I saw a necromancer.
Yeah, this is nowhere near as scary as that shit. This skill still scared the shit out of you, though, with her just being right next to you, so...
Hey, look.
Oh, goodness gracious. What?
Hello.
What did you hear?
Everything?
Everything?
I snuck out when you did. I've been here the entire time. Look, you gave me the benefit of the doubt. And I know you decently well enough that I doubt that you would be actually trying to betray us all. So what are you planning?
Well, it's not like I'd be betraying everyone, right? It would just be orcs. It's not like we're
Oh, just
in
Ellie.
their party.
How do you think Ellie would feel?
I I don't know anything about Ellie currently. I
You
felt
know
like I knew her, but it doesn't matter. You want to know what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
I can't just not report anything. I've been quiet for so long. I had to give something.
What are you trying to do?
What do you mean, what am I trying to do?
Well, is your goal here to eradicate the orcs, become your father's right hand elf warrior? Do you understand? Look, I'm not exactly someone who with the best of intentions, but I understand that there would be repercussions to what you're trying to do. I've become rather attached to you and to this friend group. If the orcs get wiped out, then not only will you break the trust of Ellie, probably of Bill, probably of... Well, I'd understand you, but I'd be rather disappointed. And then, would you be satisfied? Getting a promotion?
Listen,
Mhm.
when I made that message, when I reached out, it was just to keep my father satiated. I wasn't actually going to do anything. But I'm not gonna lie, that offer of that high of a promotion is tempting. To say the least, I am conflicted. I wasn't going to do anything, but it
If
is it
it
is
was me,
tempting.
if it was, so long as it was merely a lie, which I am all
It
too
wasn't a lie, it
familiar
was the
with.
truth. I'm not gonna lie to
Oh.
my father.
I meant more along the lines of bringing the lady and her child in 2 days. So long as that part was a lie and you're not actually planning to go through with it, I completely understand. What you do next is up to you. Keep in mind an entire friendship hangs in the balance.
Friendship mean more than family,
Can't
than
they mean the same
duty.
thing?
Aww. Oh, my heart. Oh. Oh, I love that. Oh, I want to clip that.
Wait, what was it? What was it? I didn't catch it.
Rowena
was like-
asked, "Does friendship mean more than family?"
And I said, can't they mean the same thing?
Oh my god.
Oh, my heart.
What about my duty, though?
Duty is a rather flexible term. But there are several kinds of duty. Duty to your career, duty to your job, duty to your family.
Duty to
It's
my
all in-
kind?
Is your kind your family?
It has been for longer than this party.
Then it's a matter of priority. Which one you hold dearer.
Oh, don't say that, because my heart says not to do it. But if you say it like that, it makes me go more with my head.
Which family do you want? You'll have to choose one eventually.
I'm not gonna let my father die. But I don't want to hurt Ellie.
I
But
can't
even
tell
if
you
I
which
hurt her, she'll still be alive.
but
If I
will
don't
you
protect
still
my
have her?
father, he's going Dandelion is planning on killing him.
Dandelion?
Dandelion,
Marigold.
is that her? Marigold, one of them.
Hmm.
A flower.
I love that so much.
Look, I don't know much about this situation, but I understand that it's very complicated, but you'll have to figure out which family you are wanting to protect more, because you can't have both. Either you go for the promotion, or something, or stay with your father, or stay with us, because I'm going to be staying with Ellie, and while I don't hold very much against you. Whatever you decide, I'm going to stay with Ellie and Bill and Oliver. If you choose to stay with us, then that's your choice.
I want to. But this is a chance, is it not? It's a different. If I get promoted, then this whole different tactic we can use. I'll be more important.
What is importance? Is it
It's a way to possibly end the war, like Ellie wants. Maybe there's a way somehow to get them to go. I told him I didn't know where the son is, but I do know where, the wife is. So maybe there's a way we can make it look like she dies when we get there.
if infiltration is what you're looking for, you'll probably want to communicate that to, or not. If you end up getting promoted, depending on when and how you do it, you might end up fighting us directly. Because from the looks of it, I think we're going to end up fighting your father or something.
We are not fighting my father.
Well, I wasn't entirely sure what our plan was. How do you plan on ending the war if you get this promotion?
I'm not 100% sure, but it will definitely get me access to information. And, I might be able to influence people more. We can fake things until Bill gets around to killing the gods. That's what he wants to do. And once they're dead, maybe the influence will wear off on them, and me being in a position of power and knowing what happened, maybe I can help out there. I don't know. I just contacted him to tell him something so he wouldn't get somewhat suspicious of me not contacting him since I'm a scout,
Mhm.
And now this falls into my lap, and it's like, oh, this is an opportunity. This is what I was originally chasing. A way to change.
Well, I'm no stranger to attempting to infiltrate higher powers and take them down from the inside. But just so you know, you're going to have to be careful about it if this is what you decide to do.
One way or another, there's going to be a party of. Well, not even a party. I don't even know how many he's sending. There's going to be a minor army of elves possibly showing up 30 miles away from here in 2 days.
How are you going to handle it?
I don't know.
Because if you don't send along the people, then you won't get the promotion. And if you do, then they'll die. And then there's the repercussions of there, but you will get the promotion. And then there's the possibility of Ellie finding out that you were the one who reported it. It's all very complicated.
I just thought it was going to be a simple report in.
Things
I'm
get ever
laughing, but
complicated.
or at least I'm giggling in some sort of way, but it's a fear response, I'm telling you. I was not expecting this.
It is how it is. Now we've got this situation. We'll have to figure out how to deal with it.
Marina's just quiet. Like this is actual witness.
I kind of like awkwardly place my hand on her shoulder. Hey, you're not alone in whatever you're planning to do.
It would have been better if I was alone in this.
Well, if you don't want me involved, then you've got a trickster on your side.
You already know. There's no need to go back. What's past is past. It's done. You're
Well?
not going to tell anyone?
Not if you don't want me to.
I don't.
That's good. Okay. You're keeping my secret, I'll keep yours. However you want to go about it, I'll be there. And if you end up killing the mother and her son, I'll keep quiet.
You would?
Yeah. I'm still not entirely sure which secrets are good secrets or bad secrets, but I mean, I've killed people before. I've killed families before.
God.
It's just another. It's just how it is.
Sometimes it happens.
No. So long as your intentions aren't, betraying Ellie and the rest of us. It is how it is.
Chaotic neutral at its finest, ladies and gentlemen.
This is way too soon to start thinking and talking about this. I need time.
Okay. You've got 2 days.
No, I don't. I've got like one, and then I have to start
Ah.
getting them there. Or maybe... I don't know. I think I might need... How do you... Maybe there's a way we could... Do you think if I tell them that I might have a way to have more access to information on the elven side?
You'll have to be careful about how you phrase it. But theoretically, it could work.
And then I tell them that I would need to... It would be an honorable death. Just... It wouldn't... I would ask for... Not for Big Mama herself, but someone to go in her place who can... Maybe Oliver can make a form-changing potion, and I can take that person with me, and they can die, and then I can get promoted, maybe. Just from taking someone like Big Mama. And then she can still live, and it's an honorable death. Like, that person could take out... That orc could take out as many elves as they would want, if they could.
Oh.
I just...
Oh, perhaps. Isn't killing people bad, though? I was imagining like she says this is like the most genuine. It's like, isn't that bad?
I mean, I'd be leading an orc to his death, like, or her death, their death, like. This is this is a development I was not. I think I've said this enough. I've repeated myself so many times because I'm just so shocked. I was just reporting in.
Theoretically, if we play with illusions enough, then theoretically I could string together some large illusion. It'll be a little bit complicated, but
I'll just, if you want to head back in, I'm just gonna sit here for a little while and think.
That's all right. Is this the sort of thing where I should stay here to comfort you, or should I give you space?
Oh goodness, no.
Is that That was a multiple choice question.
No, don't stay here.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Go inside and enjoy this. If they ask you, because I don't know. I know you're good at sneaking, but if they ask you, like, oh, what she's doing, like, I did look around. I am on the lookout.
Mm-hmm.
Just say,
Yeah.
she's making sure everyone's good.
Yes. I think they figured that you had stepped out before Bill got someone drunk or something. So it should be fine.
They shouldn't ask anything then.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be
All
here.
right. Mm-hmm. I'll head back. Make sure you to try not to report in to your father and betray us all.
She takes out her stone. It's not gonna work for hours.
Ah, good times.
Oh, good.
Good
whatever.
times.
God, I love
Oh,
the Ever
Jesus
and Rowena
Christ.
dynamic.
It's so good. You slowly maneuver your way back in. During this entire period of time, most of the group has essentially just been making more or less small talk. Big Mama's kind of talked to you guys about the idea of if you wish to go and meet Bloodtooth, she will accompany you to ensure that you can create a path to him without all of you dying, because, you know, she prefers you all breathing and not starting a 1,000 creature war on you 5 or 6 or whatever have you.
And Bill's endless confidence and just the calm, they'll lose.
Yeah, that's the main reason that it's been taking so long, is it's just how you keep replying.
Just Bill's endless confidence that is mostly unfounded.
But yeah, so yeah, she kind of like looks at Ellie and is like, so what was your kind of timeline for meeting my husband? Is it a day, a couple hours? You all must be tired from your trip so long. Assuming Ellie's there.
Hold on, Ellie's in a coma.
Ellie's recovering.
Ellie's blood rate has just gone to 1,000.
Sorry, Aurora
should've just
literally just
chilled.
dropped a cup of water.
Ah.
No, don't. I will do it. Anyway,
I just look
don't
over.
sit your ass down.
I
Stop
just
it.
look over the campaign chat and just see Ellie exploding.
Yeah, exactly. Just pause for a second. Just wait for Marina to get everything out.
Anyway,
Bitch.
I'm not sure yet. I believe we'll have to talk with the team first to get an idea how soon we want to talk to him exactly, because we just got here after dealing with the dwarves.
I'm an ADHD gremlin of a humanoid.
Yeah,
You
the
and I
grenade.
both know if we don't go tonight, I'm gonna go by myself.
This is true. Jackson! Remember how
Yes.
you can tie people up? Could you do that to that bird?
You touch me, I'm burning through your hands in the ropes. And you know I can.
If you hurt my man, I'ma cook you into soup.
Do it. It'd be funny. Because you know you would die from the alcohol poisoning.
Actually, no. Thanks to my lovely upbringing, I can handle you, bird.
Could you handle the alcohol that sent me to another plane? They tried to stab you
Yes.
instead.
Okay,
Didn't
that's
your
because
god
they decided...
did your god say it would have killed you on the spot?
Okay, look.
Plus,
Cadence has nothing to do with this.
Plus,
Okay.
you and I both know I don't like being manhandled. I may be 2'2" here,
Fine, I'll
but
handle
I'm still
you
a full-grown
myself.
man.
That's not being manhandled.
Tying someone up is manhandling.
Well, Ellie will handle you then.
Yes,
I mean,
you're Ellie.
we could tie him up, but can't he shrink?
Yeah, I can also do that.
But you know what?
Thank you for the reminder.
Oh. Damn it.
Oh, so I can warp dimensions, make earth tremors, heat metal so I could burn through the ropes with whatever's metal on my person. It may hurt, but dispel people's magic. I can rouse people with a good speech. That's always fun. I can cause wind.
If you put the
could elect-
knife in your claw hand, then you can heat it up and it won't injure you.
Oh, please. The claw hand is the thing that I could heat up.
Oh,
Probably.
yeah.
To be fair, I could do a lot of things, but I'm saying it's very hard to tie me up.
Yeah,
You'd be
that's fair.
wasting your time.
That's fair. Don't worry, I have no interest in tying you up. I've tied a lot of people up in a lot of different ways. That's came out very differently than I meant it to. I meant in missions. I guess I've also tied you up a couple times, Ellie. Not. Look, Grandpappy was very specific about the ways we tie people up. That also sound. I'm just gonna stop talking.
Anyway.
Jackson, sweetie,
Yes.
honey. This is Bill we're talking about. We'd have to make him drink first before we can do anything to him.
I think if we made him drunk, he would just get a little bit more crazy and start shouting in Celestial House, which I haven't really experienced
Probably.
God talking to me properly, but that language was weird.
I mean, Avrin tried to put me to sleep. Maybe we can do that with Bill.
Do you ever sleep, Bill?
Yes. Typically, via a drunken stupor. I don't sleep well. You don't get a lot of sleep when everything is constantly screaming at you.
I knew I should have prototyped the cognition of
That's-
telepath this morning.
I came to the realization I have Song of
No.
Rest, and
God,
I think
Hi.
oh, huh? What?
When'd you get there, Avron?
No, that was like out of character. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I thought
uh,
you just started saying that, and fucking Jackson's just like, oh, what the fuck?
I mean, I can't do that, but probably after I explain. I have Song of Rest, which I think is actually supposed to put people to sleep rather than what I tried to do earlier.
It does
My explanation for that.
Beginning at 2nd level, you can use soothing music or rain to help alleviate your wounded allies during a short rest.
Oh,
It
wait, does
doesn't
that put
actually-
people to
It does
No,
not.
it just allows them to gain more hit points when they take short rests.
Okay, I play too much Baldur's Gate, so I assumed it was the same as taking a short rest.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
fair.
I was about to ask if you were talking about the spell catnap, but catnap is only 10 minutes.
So counter charm is a thing.
Mhm.
Which is
Right, you do use that a lot.
Is a thing.
Counter
Anyway, we should do it as soon as possible. Honestly, because the faster we do it, the faster we can. We're still on a timer after all.
I mean,
The faster we do it, the faster we can return to the Citadel for the other stuff, and try to, deal with that half of the whole brouhaha. If we can talk to him and at least maybe keep him from actively going to war, but a defensive stance instead for at least a while. I mean, it doesn't really sound like he wants to go to war. He's doing this more out of necessity rather than want.
but in that case, wouldn't that mean we'd have to convince him that the elves are not planning to go to war this time around, if that's the case?
I mean, no, but given what the elves are trying to do, again, it wouldn't be a fight. It wouldn't be a war. It would be a slaughter and it would purely be orcish.
Well, true, but if his intentions are just simply fight because he wants to protect his family from the other individuals that he believes is going to fight, wouldn't that mean that basically the only way to get him to stop is to convince him that there's not going to be a fight?
You and I both know I'm not smart enough to properly answer questions like that, Ollie.
Bill just staring
Yeah,
at
I
you with
think
the
that's a
most
bit too
blank
much.
expression.
All I know is that if he goes to that fight, then he's going to die, along with every other orc that tries to go into that fight because of the virus, disease thingy. We
Oh
need
yeah,
to do,
that virus
but-
gets involved, and I'm not convinced anyone in the country is going to survive, including us.
Yeah, but if they go to war anyway, we need them to take a defensive stance rather than an attacking one. There's more than one way to live through a fight. Is that the phrase?
This is true.
There's more than one way to
Like
cook a
not
chicken.
participating.
Says the chicken.
He is a crow, thank you.
Yeah, get it right.
He would taste probably like wild game instead of something delicious, probably. Given how he's lived and probably might poison people.
I'm really concerned that you guys are talking about what an actual D&D race tastes like.
Fair. Anyway, I think it'd be better off if we talk to him sooner rather than later. It also gives us a better idea of what we're working with. And I'm impatient. And this place is nice, but we have other things going on that are important. And the faster we get back to that, the faster we can buckle down and really do what is actually going to stop the war.
Perhaps, but we still need to have some sort of passable argument we can try. We have to try to convince him before we probably even want to consider starting to walk in.
I mean,
Also
when have
probably-
we ever... No offense to our group's intelligence. When have we ever done that before? Usually we walk in with whatever plan each one of us has and it somehow works out. Why stop what works?
I mean, this is true. I mean, it was kind of a spur of the moment thing that I kind of decided that we end this war. That it shouldn't continue.
I mean, yeah. I mean, whatever way you slice it, what I want to do will end the war in one way or another.
He's not wrong.
Granted, mine also has, since my plans are never thought out, and I'm just kind of, what's the word? Spur of the moment ideas and or stories I've heard from Master. It's either extremely unthought out, extremely momentary, or with the moment the plan goes wrong, I have no idea what I'm doing, and I'm just guessing my way through the rest.
So far, weirdly enough, your spur-of-the-moment tactics have actually succeeded. Really not sure how it keeps happening, but you're quite lucky.
But on the other hand, one, we're already going with one of my spur of the plan moments, which I thought of some details that I need to talk with Oliver about, specifically a second possible vial of the stuff, just in case something happens to the first one.
Above game, I'm trying to figure out recall what vial you're talking about.
The vial of the disease that we were going to use on the council.
Oh,
Cowpox.
Yeah, because having a second vial means the more likelihood of the plan succeeding in case something happens to the first vial.
true, but
That's
that
true.
vial was going to be far less deadly. Like I'm actively trying to make sure this is going to be something that's about as deadly as the common cold.
Yes, but we need them to believe it's deadly, and also making sure that there's no possibility for me to screw it up.
Fair enough.
Sometimes I love being the DM because I get to know what's going to happen later. And like, I'm looking at this, I'm looking at Rowena, I'm looking at Bill, I'm looking at Oliver, I'm looking at all this. I'm like, there's so much here. There is so
Not
much
Ellie.
here. Oh, there's some bits with Ellie, but
Yeah, but you know what? Ellie will just catch tail and go to Mercy.
You know, because that's a thing. I mean, to be fair, regardless, we need to talk to him as quickly as possible because the trip back's going to take a while. By the time we get back to the Citadel to enact the plans there, the likelihood is that stuff's already going to be started. I can maybe try to convince. What did you call him, Loki?
Yes.
I can maybe convince him to do us a favor if. You know, I'm supposed to kill some weird necromancer person on this side of the continent.
Oh.
First time I've heard of that mission.
Oh. Yeah, some, like, evil god or whatever. That's some, like, necromancy brouhaha.
Shar?
No. Though she's on the list. No, it's someone else. Some weird, death deity lady. I think.
Mhm.
It was that to get more power, and more power means,
Great responsibility.
oh yeah. More power means the more likelihood that we can stab Char and Paler in the throat and be done with all of this garbage.
I mean, that's definitely one way to go about it.
Oh, so the safety of my friends is very nice.
That I do agree.
I probably should have led with that one. But yeah. No,
Probably.
but maybe I can convince Loki, if things would work out, to maybe stall the elves at the trail so that they don't
So
go
tell
running.
him not to eat them yet?
I mean, he doesn't really care. He's more finding it amusing. More like, hey, I found a way to screw with. So flying by the seat of my pants here. Hey, I found a way to mess with Shara and Paler that may get them to fight us. But I need you to do this.
See, a Big Mama's just been watching you all, and you can see she kind of checked out when you all started talking about gods. She's just kind of stirring the soup, smiling, nodding, listening, and she
Bill
looks
is way
kind of
too perceptive.
confused.
Bill's way too perceptive for this. Basically, big, powerful entities controlling the war from behind the scenes for a long time. Think someone above your husband, and who probably dealt with like a lot of chieftains before him, and a big dragon that sits at the Trail of Bloody Tears, watching the fights at all times.
Huh.
That is technically in a deal with me. I wasn't joking about I could probably take most of your orcs. That was never a joke.
Yeah.
I may be overconfident, but I'm also a pyromaniac. That came out less of a compliment into confidence thing
Bill?
than I intended. Yeah.
Bill, we're supposed to be working with people, not scaring them. We're trying to build up a resistance,
Bill points at
not
Big Mom.
scare off the resistance.
She literally could grate me with her abs.
She kind of looks down at her abs and just goes, yeah, I once took, well, normally they would be considered boars. Here we don't call them boars, we call them night crawlers. Imagine a boar, give it 6 sets of horns, and make it about 3 times as fast as a boar. For context, by the way, most boars weigh about 1,000 pounds.
I just imagine all he's just like Sarah's just like, I already don't want to know how this conversation ends. Just turns around and starts walking out the door.
So at one point, where you go? You just like watch. She's like, at one point,
I'm literally just stepping out the door, just leaning against it from the outside.
the rest of those, she's just like, at one point I started fighting with one that started charging me, so like I grabbed it at mid-charge, flipped it over, just did a suplex, snapped off its hand, and started grating its 6 horns against my abs until I sawed through its skull.
What?
Neat! It usually took me a lot longer to deal with those things.
I want to see her and Arthur fight to the death.
Oh my gosh.
That would be really entertaining, except I don't think either one of them would want to fight each other to the death. They'd fight each other to like a standstill or until someone's incapacitated, but I don't think they'd be willing to fight each other to the death.
Yeah, I prefer the boars to humans. The boars just charge you. Or sorry, humanoids. She looks at Bill like just kind of nods at Bill.
Look, if you want to fight, I'm not a good fighter. I'm a tricksy little bugger who has a lot of spells. And I also prefer to incapacitate by suffocation with my bag of holding.
Yeah, if I'm gonna fight, somewhat like one of the creatures I fought a couple days ago was this snake creature. It thought it could kill me by wrapping around me. It was about 12 feet long, so it probably could have. So I grabbed its head, put between my, she kind of gestures to her bicep and her forearm, and then I popped its head like a. What kind of fruits do you guys have on Helios? Okay.
Dragon fruit.
Yeah, I know one of those. Yeah, I popped its head like a dragon
Oh.
fruit.
So tempted just now. It's like, don't ask me. I haven't eaten a fruit since I didn't eat a fruit until like 2 weeks ago.
Excuse me while I quickly look up some of her growing fruits.
She's just like, yeah, I popped its head like a dragon fruit. And then, did you know that snake bodies are very delicious?
Yes.
See, berries, cherries, squash, corn, cantaloupe. Wait, no. What's corn on the list? That's not fruit.
Corn!
It's a corn of fruit?
Cantaloupe and honeydew melons could work.
The starch.
Imagine someone putting a honeydew melon between their bicep and their forearm and just popping it. That's essentially the visual that you guys get when we're talking about the snake.
Neat. Anyway, so when are we going?
Oh, yes, I can take you there if you need me to. Anytime. Jackson kind of raises his hand and he's like, we could go now, because frankly, Bill, no matter how incredibly talented you may be, I still fear for your entire existence.
You know, everyone
Same.
yeah, you two are like that.
I mean, we are partners in a sense. And Ellie kind of covers her face with her fry pan.
Yeah.
Just kind of pats her head.
To be fair, that zombie was weird. Gave him a beer. He let me
Zombie?
go and just fell into the lava with it. I think it made him happy.
Huh.
Weird day.
Right, so, Big Mama, if you want to take us out.
And Ellie, in stride, will just stay beside Jackson as we all go out. And obviously notice Rowena curled up in a terrible ball of tears.
Yeah, so
No, she just
during this period of time while you guys were inside and chatting about the fact that Bill may or may not melt fucking ropes and shit, Rowena, after Averin left you, what have you been doing?
Well, thinking.
Mhm.
And she's going to take out her. I see you typing, Ellie. Stop. her water bottle, her canteen thing,
Mhm.
and gonna shake out Shar's rock again.
You see it kind of pop out, and it's just as cold and as perfectly shaped as it always has been.
Okay. Would Rowena know when when she does this? Is it a thing that happens physically, or is it something that happens in like the mind when she tries to talk to them?
You are not entirely sure. Last time that you saw her, it was during pretty much midnight hours, and it seemed as though she was physically there. You also shot her, so you're fairly confident she was physically there.
Interesting. Do I take the chance now? I have 2 days. I don't. Okay. This is all running through Arena's head. And she takes the stone and holds it in her hand and closes it, and she's like, okay, listen. I don't like talking to gods. I don't like this. But I have a situation. It's kind of chaotic. And I think as far as I know, you're pretty chaotic. And you might actually have an answer for me that can help with this. She has her eyes closed, so she peeks through one eye. Anything?
You can kind of feel a general sense of someone being around you, and you hear kind of a voice, the same voice, it's still Char's voice, as she kind of, it's in your ear, but there's nothing there, essentially, as she says, "Ooh, what can I do for you, dearie?"
Right, okay. So, I don't know if you just know exactly what's going on in my life right now. I think you did
you
say...
like a hawk, but even hawks
Yeah.
miss details.
Okay, so... I contacted my commander with some information because I didn't want him to think that I wasn't doing my job.
Mm-hmm.
And it has come to my attention now that if I bring Big Mama in to this meeting in 2 days, about 30 miles from here, I could maybe gain some influence on Paylor's side. Which might suit you as
Interesting.
well. Yeah, so lots of chaos. That's even more reason for you to help me. Right, I don't want to bring Big Mama, though. And I know you work with necromancers, right?
Indeed, they are my wonderful subjects. Companions, you could say.
So if you could keep this as a secret between just me and you, don't tell anyone about this. Could you get a necromancer to like meet me 15 miles away and raise a body and change it so that it looks like Big Mama, and I can bring her, quote unquote, to the ambush? You know where I'm getting, right?
Yes, child. I can direct one of my necromancers to you. They have been in the area. They have been there for quite a while. What they do, though, is entirely up to them. My necromancers have their own free will, unlike Paylor's pets. So you must talk to him and
Oh my...
convince him to raise a family for you.
Okay, but here's the thing, I don't like them.
That's where the chaos comes in, my dear. If things were so easy and straightforward, it would be orderly and in line. I don't know what will happen once you meet him. If he'll die, kill you, or if you'll get along splendidly like two flowers soaked in a vat of acid. Who knows?
Oh.
I can direct him to you, but that's all I can do.
Oh, okay. I thought you might be able to do more. Aren't you a god?
Oh, I am, but I am not a god that meddles in the affairs of my subjects. That's Paylor's field. He controls. I grant free will. I watch. I listen. I entertain. I do not control. Chaos
Not even just like
flows.
once?
If I controlled the variables, dear, how am I different from Palor?
Well, because you've only done it once and he does it all the time.
He has been crazy from time to time. Is a mark upon us. I could control the variables, but honestly, where's the fun in that? If you wish to kill my necromancer, I've given you the tools.
I didn't want to. Well, I do, but not this time.
Then we'll see
I
which
just-
one wins. Your passion for the murder of my poor subjects, or your desire to help your friends, or maybe what will truly win out in the end is your belief in blood. It is up to you which side you choose. And you can feel the presence kind of disappear.
Wait, where? Do I just start walking and then they show up? Okay.
You said 15 miles away from you.
Yeah, okay.
To the east, yeah.
Yep, that's true, I did.
He didn't say win, but you know. She don't give a
doesn't
shit.
matter. It'll work out. You know what? I'm a scout. I usually leave anyway. This is fine. This is fine. Has Oliver come out?
As you kind of finish up, you're just like, what the fuck? What the fuck? What was that? What was that? Oliver kind of steps out. You're still kind of around the bend, so he doesn't really see you. But he kind of steps out. He kind of leans against the thing. You can barely clearly tell that he was listening to something he didn't want to listen to as he popped out.
Wait, did he hear any of that?
Oh no, not you. The
Okay.
conversation with Big Mama.
Okay.
Yeah, he does not. He looks. I think concerned would be the word, Oliver.
Yeah. Definitely, he would be a good word for that. I just
Okay,
imagine
right.
at the moment he's just like looking back and forth, just like down on the side roads here. Just from where he's standing, I assume he probably cannot see her right now.
She's like
I
in
assume you're,
between
like-
these two squares.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
wouldn't be able
there's
to
no-
see him. See her.
I don't think I would see her.
Okay, good.
Unless she decides to show
Wait,
herself to you, she's pretty effectively hidden.
I just imagine he's just like sitting there, just like, I need to stay close enough so I can tell when they stop talking. But at the very least, while I'm here, I may as well I'll look out for Rowena getting back.
Rowena's gonna put the
Basically,
stone
the
back
signs that you get.
and just like lean around the corner because she heard someone come out. Oh, hi there, Tiefling. I mean, Oliver, of course, yeah.
Oh, there you are.
Hey, what are you doing out here?
I'll just leave it as I don't want to involve myself in the conversation going on in there. It just says,
Understandable.
looking towards the ground for a minute, thumbing towards the door. You could already just hear, or just like the, just he doesn't make that noise, but you could just feel that by looking at him.
Hey, when Oliver leaves the building, do I notice him?
Oh, 100%.
I mean, he's not.
Yeah.
Can I,
He's-
If I
he
started
literally
talking about
opened-
grating a creature on her abs, he just stood up, turned around, and just went out the door.
can
Oh
I
no, he
follow?
openly said, "I don't think I want to hear the end of this conversation," and then just caught up and left.
Can I follow him?
Oh yeah, 100%. Big Mama's not stopping.
I want to sneak, and then I want to jump scare him.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Okay. Do it.
Would this be a
Just-
perception check?
Yeah, perception versus
Actually,
double.
I guess I
basic.
probably wouldn't actively be looking, so just go straight to passive, I would assume.
Oh, yeah, you're
So
right.
yeah, surpassing 11. Oh yeah, easy.
30/20.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't notice her at all.
Yeah, I just want to like get up behind him and then like tap him on the shoulder and go, "Boo!
Yeah.
Hi!"
Why?
I thought it'd be fun. So I have become enraptured with this spooking people from the shadows thing. Usually I do it before I kill someone, but honestly, doing it as a some sort of friendly gesture of acquaintance, it's intoxicating.
Oh, Paylor. Just slightly frustrated of leaning away for a second.
Oh, beautiful.
So what's been going on in there?
Sounds like they're trying to figure out their ongoing plan for how they're going to try and talk Bloodtooth. It was Bloodtooth, right? Above game?
Yeah.
How to talk Bloodtooth into going onto a more defensive stance rather than actually going out to engage in combat right now.
The large orc lady is discussing how she has graded various creatures on her abs.
Interesting.
Please don't bring that bit up. He just says his arm over his gut.
Well, I mean, there's nothing really going on out here. I think everyone's pretty much inside.
I take it that means you're just about finished with what you were working on out here?
I mean, there wasn't really much to work on.
If you say so. I'm gonna stay out here for I'm gonna stay out here for a little while, at the very least until they're done discussing their morphic mutilation of animals.
Some people and their obsession with that.
Became a doctor just simply so I can so I can eliminate stuff like that. I don't like actually sitting down and looking at it.
Yeah, I don't understand this need to mutilate stuff. Just a quick kill, base of the skull, knife, in, out, death.
If it was for food, I'd understand it, but some people do it
Well,
for
you don't
the
need to
thrill.
mutilate it. If you're just gonna kill it and eat it, that's different. But if you're just killing, then quick, easy, out, in, out.
What if you need to skin it? If its skin is poisonous or some such. Granted, I don't go in the forest very often, so.
It seems more like a foraging type.
Speaking of, it's been a bit since I've actually gone out to do that. But, actually, I guess if I'm just going to be waiting out here for them to finish off, maybe I should keep working on that. Just says, stepping over here, gets his alchemical gear, and I'm going to start experimenting on the illness again. Actually, I take that back. I have another step I'd like to take first. Where is...
Marina's just gonna watch over his shoulder.
Hey, Sen.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to alchemist a blood blossom and a solar bloom.
Ooh, interesting. Okay.
I'm not going to mix them together. I'm mostly just checking their alchemical makeup.
Hmm. You would definitely be able to figure those out semi-easily. You said the Death Blossom one?
Blood blossom.
Blood Blossom and the solar one?
The solar bloom, yeah.
Yeah, I believe that was Death, and then... It was either Life or Fire. I don't quite remember.
I would assume it's fire, but...
Yeah. I think
just
it was Fire.
Just looking at... is it high purity?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, both of them are, like, the purest form of this that you've seen.
He's just, like, looking at the liquefy in form of the solar bloom. This gives me an idea. He just has the small grin.
Can I give you an idea?
I'm listening.
Is there a way you can, like, permanently transform something?
What do you mean?
Like, change one person into, like, another, but, like, permanent. Like, let's say you don't want to be a tiefling anymore and you want to be an elf.
I mean...
Could you make a potion?
Potion, no, but I have heard that some stronger spellcasters have found some way to do something like that.
Hmm.
I could get you a potion that could temporarily change it, but no, but wouldn't trust it to last much longer than maybe 10 minutes.
Nah.
Why do you ask?
Just an idea. Just an idea. Just a thought.
He gives a confused stare.
Well, you have a lot of
Yeah.
troubles getting places when you're a tiefling. Wouldn't it be better to just switch it up?
I suppose, but at the same time, just kind of gotten used to this form. And it does have its own small perks here and there. Just as before proceeding, just raise a hand, snap his fingers, and you can just like hear the reverberation from here.
Hmm.
Thaumaturgy, my friends.
Interesting. Okay. And then she's just gonna go back to watching like what he does, but she's gonna start asking questions. Like just annoying. I don't know if he'll get annoyed, but she's gonna ask questions.
The thousands of questions based on the topic, and then
What's that?
eventually, the rest of y'all come out, and she's just like looking over his shoulder, just like, "Oh, is it supposed to be that color? Yeah." Is it
Why'd you
supposed to
stir it that many
bubble?"
times?
Stir it times.
I'm
Thousand
just
questions
watching
like
the both
that.
of them amused.
Next question is, I could probably actually use this for the counter illness if I can find something of high of just need some high purity air elements though. It just says tapping his forehead.
That one might be difficult to find.
Maybe. But I'd wager the proper feather from the right kind of creature might work.
Big Mama kind of raises her hand, and she's like, "I mean, I hunt a lot of birds."
What kind of birds?
She looks up into the sky. I suppose it wouldn't be. Yeah. As we walk, I'll show you one of them. They usually come out around this time. Fair warning, it's big. Don't worry about it.
Walk.
I mean,
Where are we going?
Oh, your bird friend. What was your name?
I'm Bill.
Right, sorry. Bill here wanted to journey all the way to my husband. So I was gonna take you over to him, and hopefully, not let you all die. Hopefully.
Tonight?
Yes, he was very eager to go, and I have since learned that you can't tie him up, apparently.
Nope,
believe-
doesn't work.
Believe me, it wasn't my idea. I had to go home tonight as well. I kind of wanted to spend the night and think about it, and try and plan out something to say in advance. Just like says frustratedly, rubbing the side of his head. But you know how it goes when Bill gets an idea.
How far away is the camp?
Oh, it's about an hour away from us north.
Okay.
And then if you were trying to walk through the entire encampment, probably another half an hour, maybe an hour if you're slow. Trust me, they'll make a path, so we won't have to worry about that.
Don't worry, I have an idea.
Okay.
Correction, I kind of have an idea, kind of don't. I thought I would be able to make it faster, but I'm out of the item that would make it faster. Oh well.
That's fine. I'll tag along, yeah.
Alright, cool. So you guys all start making your way up there?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Alright. So you guys start making your way through the area, and let me just pull up this dark forest real quick for you guys. So you guys start walking through the forest, obviously, and Big Mom just kind of makes small talk. Honestly, on the way there, she's talking about some of the creatures they might find, some of the different environments that are here. She does warn you guys not to go south. It's a bad plan because you have the frozen tundra that stretches for about probably 50 miles or so, and then you have the goblin encampment, or sorry, the goblin swamps, or also called the umbral. I think it's the umbral swamps. The Umbra Wastes, that goes down a little bit below that, about 50 to 100 miles of tundra, and then you get to the Umbra Wastes, where the goblins are. So it's a bad plan, generally speaking, to go south. So she warns y'all, don't. Not unless you really want to battle in the frozen wastes. She does that every now and again. She actually finds it kind of relaxing. It's much colder. Much colder. But as you guys are walking, she kind of pauses you guys for a second. She kind of looks up. And you guys don't hear anything. For a good, solid moment or so, there's like no sound. And she's just holding you guys kind of like, on. And then you watch her grab her ladle. As she looks upwards, and she starts holding it back, kind of in the thrower's position, before she just yeets it straight upwards. And for about 20 seconds, you hear nothing, before you hear thunk. And then a giant bird's body slams down into the ground in front of you, very clearly dazed, with not the ladle not having hit his head, but having landed into its eyeball.
Oh, neat.
As she kind of walks up to the bird, it's dazed. It hit the ground hard, and she grabs its head and twists it off.
Oh.
Blood just explodes in like every direction as she's just twisting it and twisting
That's
it.
a
You can
con save, right?
For me, definitely.
Yeah, anyone who's not used to this amount of gore, roll me a con save. She's just,
Hold on,
she's
should
just
I?
casually. You probably would, Averin. I mean, you do a con save with advantage, but she
Yeah,
is just
neat.
casually twisting its head off. It is.
Somehow, at least, okay. I don't understand.
Averin's almost throwing up.
Why
Do I
is
need
it-
to? Am I used to this?
You've
I
seen
didn't really
some
care about
nasty
the
stuff.
Trail of Bloody Tears.
You've seen Trailblade Tears. You've seen Ezekiel hacking people up. This is kind of worse, mostly because the noise, but not too
No.
much worse. Honestly, you could probably roll advantage.
No, you're supposed to do. No, you're not supposed to twist the head like that. You'll ruin some of the meat.
Oh, I don't eat its head meat. It has some
Why?
poisonous sacs. God damn.
Okay, yeah. I'm okie
Yeah,
dokie.
Perfectly fine with it. She's like, there's some poisonous sacs right along its throat and stuff. So if you don't rip off the throat, then it kind of seeps into the rest of it, and she just yanks it, and it's just pouring blood on the ground. She just yeets it off to the side. The rest of the body's fine though. This would be a pretty good snack.
You
Are
know,
the
that's-
poisonous sacs in the part you threw away?
Yes, they're over
Would
there.
that be-
She gestures to.
Would that be good for you, Oliver? Rita goes over and picks it up.
I think I'll just try a feather, and I'll just keep it with that. And just says plucking one, plucking a couple.
But it's poison and stuff.
You could actually probably lace your weapons there.
I mean, I can also
Ooh.
make poison with my alchemy jug, but oh, if you say so.
Yeah. You know, hunters need poison too, I think.
Neat.
Jackson, could you use it for your dagger?
I mean, I suppose so. I don't really do the whole poisoning people thing, though. I usually just stab them and kill them the first time.
What kind of poison is it?
Oh, it's an incredibly lethal toxin. So if you apply the toxin to somebody and it actually gets into one of their wounds, they'll be paralyzed in around a minute, and then about 3 minutes they'll stop breathing, and then about 5 minutes they'll just die.
Oh.
And you'd still be willing to eat that.
Oh no, that's why I throw it away.
Rowena takes 2 arrows and dips one each into there, so she has like 2 poison-tipped arrows.
Nice. Yeah, they're very.
I mean, I guess I could try and alchemically extract some of this for her. That would be an alchemy supplies, right?
Yeah.
Averin just
And that's a tool set that I am proficient with. What skill would that be pertaining to? I don't think I set that up.
Let's go with probably we'll go with your intelligence, and then because you're proficient, we'll go intelligence plus proficiency.
Alrighty then. Wait,
Do-do-do.
level that proficiency is. Oh yeah, it's +3. Okay, so
Yeah.
I'm just gonna roll my save. That's the same bonus.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, you're pretty effective at it. What are you saying, Averin?
Averin just says she's like covering her mouth with her hand. That she raises her other one. It's like, oh, I like some poison.
How many
you doing
vials
okay,
did I
Abner?
just fill with that?
You probably would have filled maybe 2 or 3, probably.
I need an actual number here, Sin.
Let's go with that's 19. Well, let's go with 3. They're basically
flasks of
one-use
muscle poison.
vials.
3 vials of muscle poison.
Yep. They're essentially
just gonna hold-
single-use vials as well, because you spread it around and such. So, I'm assuming you don't give Averin one.
I'll just be holding out all 3 and let them decide where they go.
Fair enough. I mean, you gonna take Averin.
Excuse me while I write up a description for this stuff.
I just like looked at. I just like glance over and it's like, is anyone else taking them or?
Nah, I'm good.
I
I'll
would
just
like 2 arrows dipped in the poison.
I mean, you could just straight up take the
I'll
entire
just take a
flask.
small vial for Jackson's dagger, just in case.
Okay, dip it in the
so
poison.
1 for each.
Nice.
After everyone's finished, I just take the rest of it.
I'll send these things your way as soon as I get a description written out about these.
Cool. Right, Jackson will give Averin the 1, and then Rowena takes 2 of them. Cool. Yeah, Big Mama just kind of looks at the now headless body on the ground, which is pouring blood out. This thing is like probably 15 feet long, by the way. It's a big bird. And she just kind of looks at it. She looks at the party who are just kind of extracting shit from the head. And she's just like, oh, you guys gonna get the brain too?
Is the brain poisonous?
No. Actually, I don't. I've never tried, actually.
Probably what better. No, I don't know. Up to them. I'm
You
more
know,
interested-
knowing Ezekiel, he'd probably look at this body and try to make a wine out of it.
Maybe. I don't know. He'd probably use the poison in a wine, though.
Big Mama just kind of reaches down and grabs the entire body and hefts it onto her shoulder. Right, so if you're all ready, we can keep going. Oh, right. She walks over to the head she just tossed and violently rips her ladle out of its eye socket and kind of flicks it.
Neat.
It's not pleasant sound.
Oh, you get used to the death, but you never get used to the gore.
Do you not?
Hmm?
To be fair, you also don't come from a place where dealing with the body's important. In the wild, if you don't deal with the body, random predators will come around, and it's a bad deal. A lot of big things.
This is a
Some
good
things that-
meal for most of the orcs in the encampment.
Yeah. To be fair, processing a body is not that bad, as long as you don't accidentally cut yourself. I did that a few times, trying to learn. Took a while, but I did it.
Fascinating.
So shall we
You get-
continue?
Oh,
Yeah.
of course.
You get used to it though.
I used to be used to this sort of thing, but I guess I got a little bit too comfortable. Now it's just bad memories.
Here.
Oh, watch out for the blood. It's not actually
Eh.
harmful, but you could slip on it. So just kind of walk to the side of me or in front of me, you know. Gonna be pouring down my back. I should probably move it a little bit. There we go. All right.
After that, I'm just like pointedly looking away from it.
Yeah, it's not a pleasant sight. I would say it's a con save 16, Oliver.
Oh, wait, no. I'll do one arrow and then my... Sorry.
And your weapon, yeah. Which I still need to put in.
Hmm.
Oh no, I did put in. Did I put in? Or did you put in?
I put something in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll
I don't know
probably
if it's
just,
the
I'll fix
correct
it.
thing, but I put something.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
it's all right.
probably coat my sword in a bit of it and then save the rest for later.
Nice, nice. All right, so you guys continue heading on now that you have the wonderful giant bird, which you do get the feather of, Oliver. You actually have multiple feathers if you'd like them. It's a really fucking
I
big
was
bird.
planning to take 5-ish.
That'll work. Yeah, each feather is about the length of my forearm, by the way. They're very large feathers. But you
To
guys
give you
eventually...
guys an idea, that's about almost 20 inches.
Yeah.
Well, no. Yeah, about 20.
Yeah, about 20-inch feathers, which are rather large feathers. At least in my mind, they are large feathers. They might actually be large. Hold on. If it's a 15-foot long bird, yeah, about length of my forearm to length of my arm. So they're pretty large feathers. They're just really large feathers. But you guys continue on, and it does take you guys another about half an hour ish walk until eventually you guys come across the same old scene that you guys saw previously. The massive orc encampment. Which gives you guys wonderful memories. Is just as large as you guys remember it being. There are campgrounds that are spread out hundreds of feet out and hundreds of feet to the side. There are thousands of mini tents and stuff. There are hundreds of thousands of birds that are just flying around as far as the eye can see. Some nearly as big as the one the Big Mama has on her shoulder, others the sizes of crows. You assume that they have to repopulate very quickly based on the just sheer numbers that you're seeing of the birds above here. And there are easily hundreds of orcs. They're just casually walking around in encampments. Some are fighting with each other, some are arguing, some are, all that fun stuff. But there are easily hundreds of orcs just walking around in the camps. And then there is this massive gate that is just at the beginning there.
Do I see any necromancers?
You do not this time, no.
Okay. Safe for now.
You do
That would
see
be-
those two same orcs at the entrance, though. The ones that you saw being given money last time. What were you saying, Everin?
Just imagine the necromancer just shows up and is like, "Hey, I hear you need to make a family." Can you imagine?
I don't
I'm
think
sorry,
she
real
told him
quick.
everything. What?
Above game, we didn't know what was given to the guards.
Did you not know?
No, we didn't. We assumed it was the drugs. We were never told what was in the
The
bag.
bag that was
Oh,
given
anyway.
to the orcs. Because you guys
Yeah.
did see a bag. I'm fairly confident you guys saw money being passed, though.
Nope.
Oh. All right. Well, I
You're
probably
talking to a
said
note
something and
taker.
couldn't do it last time.
Man, I wish I was a note.
But regardless, these are the same orcs, at least to the best of your guys' ability to tell. The same orcs that you guys saw last time, just kind of standing at the gate, who had talked to the necromancer. It's kind of hard to see because it's easily like 100 feet from you guys to the gates. But they are definitely right there. I believe you guys have binoculars, so you're probably looking through that. And Big Mama just kind of looks over the area and goes, Yep. Just like being home. God, I hate this place. Sorry. Sure, I hate this place. There we go.
Rubina's looking slightly uneasy, but she's trying to hide it.
Do I
Mhm.
notice it?
Yeah, you should.
Mhm.
Anyone who
Like-
looks at her would see it.
Just like a subtle, sneaky pat on the arm.
She jumps.
I just like, I was like, hmm? And I just like wave with an attemptive, comforting smile, though it comes off a bit more menacing. You can tell I'm trying, though.
Trying so hard to be so nice.
I'm just imagining she like tries to smile, but it comes off as like exceeding creepy.
So, shall we go down, or do you guys want to take a look?
Ellie's gonna thieves' cant to Jackson
Mhm.
and ask, it's like, well, we're at the orc encampments. Do you want to come with us, or would you rather stay here where it's safe?
He'll respond back to you. If you think you can go into that dangerous of a place without me, you're either on some kind of drug that Oliver gave you, or you are insane as Bill.
Okay.
I ain't leaving your side.
I should know better. Love you.
I too. What's up, Bill?
What does Bill see? Given his
Yeah.
sight's not the same as everyone else's.
Oh, you mean like the campground, or?
Souls and campground, because remember, he's got
Mhm.
good vision.
Yeah.
Heber.
So inside of Big Mama's place, it was one of the few places you've ever been to that has been completely quiet. There's been no random voices, even the one randomly shouting dicks, just isn't there. Here, you cannot count the amount of souls that are here. There are easily thousands. Easily. None of them are like screaming like inside of the Trailblazers, but there are thousands of souls that are just around this area easily. Honestly, it's hard to keep track of which ones are walking souls and which ones are people that are down there. It doesn't seem like any of them are particularly violent. It does look like there are some deaths that happen, although you assume that's just because of their culture. But it almost looks like these souls are trying to prepare for War 2.
Interesting. Okay.
It's a uncomfortable feeling. Very different from the graveyard.
Gotcha. Yep.
So yeah, anyone else trying to see anything specific, or?
I mean, besides my general constant, does anyone have anything valuable at sight?
So the way that these guys are set up, and like you have, I assume, your binoculars, or you have someone else's binoculars. I know one person in your party has binoculars, at least. Through that you can tell. So most places, especially ones you've been to, like the slums and stuff like that, they have normal weapons, right? You have your katana, you have your short swords, you have your scimitars, you have your long swords, maces, pickaxes, everything like that. Even inside the slums, you've seen some damaged ones. You've seen people fighting with rusted over ones, or ones that have minor damages to them, but they're usually decently well taken care of. These ones are not. These are weapons that honestly terrify you. Every sword has hundreds of serrated aspects to it. If you stab someone with this and pull it back, it would be similar to pulling back on a chainsaw. It would rip you to pieces. Every single weapon in this area looks damaged. It looks like it is made to either kill you or to be the most painful thing you've ever experienced in your life. Or an infection will kill you after it's done with you.
Okay, yeah, but what are they made of?
Steel. Well, most are made of steel, or some very heavy iron, or some other very tough metal. It does not look like there's anything valuable in this entire campground. They're all wearing mostly leather, mostly some kind of ill-fitted garments. Most of them are wearing some kind of metal on their shoulders. Seemingly the ones who are kind of higher ranked have higher and larger pauldrons. Aside from that, they're wearing almost nothing. They don't seem to have much in there. Every single air quote building you see is just a tent, and most of them don't look like there's much inside of the tents, from what you can tell. It doesn't even look like they have a concept of what money is. Honestly, even Big Mama in her current like outfit with the giant bird looks more like she's going to go to a ball than any of the people in this entire campground.
I imagine there's probably like a good second or two of me going, "Oh, this stuff looks dangerous," to, I thought they were gonna have like cool, valuable weapons I could pawn. Why are we even here?
You look at them and you're like, "Aw, they're poor."
Darn.
Big Mama just kind of looks at you. She goes, "Oh yeah, no, these are weapons we've had for generations. They're not meant for fighting. They're meant for what's the nicest way of saying this? Making sure you don't get back up, ever. Or if you do, you
Finishing
can't be
blow?
healed. Yeah, but imagine if every blow was the finishing blow.
I mean, it should be.
Yeah, that's what they believe.
Mhm.
If you get stabbed by one of their weapons, I don't even think your doctor here is going to be able to save you from whatever infections comes after.
So do the weapons have any sort of? They've been passed through generations. Do they have some sort of like antique value to them, or?
No, they're just old.
Oh, just made from stone and such, then serrated to a fine point.
Yeah. Many of them are serrated just because they took, well, another piece of metal essentially and just started rubbing the two of them together until they made a sharp point.
Mm.
You get used to the
Fascinating,
sounds.
I'm sure you do.
It's worse when it's a mace.
I can imagine.
Yeah. So, wanting to meet the family?
Seems like it.
You mean like going now?
Now or never, I guess. No use in standing here, or else they'll bring us to them.
You all notice that Big Mama has not stepped forwards yet. It's like the third
Well,
time she's like, we
Ellie
should go forward. It just she refuses to move.
If none of you are gonna take a step, I will.
About to say Ellie's going to, but you know.
Yeah, Bill's just walking. He's not saying much. He's just focused.
Big Mama like lets out a
Ellie
very
will follow.
deep sigh.
Oh, this can only go poorly. Just slowly follows.
It always goes poorly in this place. She'll start walking forwards as well.
This is one step closer to being back to Mercy and everything better.
I pull up the hood on my cloak and sneak inside.
All of you stay close. If you don't, well...
Rowena doesn't go. Nah. She's not going in there.
Big Mama kind of looks at you. She's like, "Oh, did you want to stay?"
Yeah. Yes, I'll stay out here. You can always contact me with the sending stone. I'll be around.
Fair. Well, keep an eye on us. If we're not back out in... She kind of looks at the dark sky. I don't know, an hour, I guess. Run?
Yeah.
I glance over to Rowena and says like, "You wouldn't like it? Do you want me to accompany you, or are you heading out staying here by yourself?"
I don't want to go in. If you don't want to go in, you can not go in as well. But like, there, I feel like it would be bad for me personally to go in there because I'm from the Elven army. I might cause some sort of antagonistic approach.
I just realized Ellie's not covering up her tattoo.
No,
birthmark.
no. Ellie's would. No. Ellie's tattoo would be covered. Excuse you?
Just like
Well, the
popped in my head. I was like looking at Toki. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. She hasn't
You know
covered
what?
it.
No. She has her bandana. It's covered.
All right, cool. Okay. So angry. All right, cool. Yeah. So we're just you take a sit, you sit down, and you watch this 1,000+ strong army just wandering around in there as they start walking towards the gates. As Big Mama approaches, I assume you're staying fairly close to her, as yeah, she's the only one that they won't try killing. She walks forwards and effectively just throws the giant bird at one of the guards at the gates, and in the most commanding and frankly one of the scariest tones you've ever seen this gentle giant say, she looks him dead in the eyes, grabs him by the throat, lifts him up, and says, "The mother of the orcs has arrived. Spread the word, make the gate open, make a path, or I will break your fucking neck," and throws him into the gate with the 15-foot long bird in his arms.
Well, I can't open the gate if he's dead.
Another one would.
Fair
And
enough.
yeah, to say that they rush to make sure this gate opens, and you guys see a massive fucking line of orcs up here, and like they're making a path. Every orc that was in the way in this path all the way to Bloodtooth, they fucked to the side real fast. And they are standing there more or less at attention. The amount of respect that is held, but also fear that is held in that one sentence is astonishing, because it cascades through the entire area. Not a single voice is spoken as she starts walking through the gate. But she's also clenching her ladle, and her knuckles are white. And that's where we're going to leave off for the session, ladies and gentlemen.
I do have one thing that I would like to say,
Okay.
or a question above board.
Uh-huh.
I think I asked once when I was trying to search for Ellie, quote unquote Ellie. It was Averin tricking her. the summon beast and then beast sense. Is that something that I can do both of, right?
I believe so. Let me check real quick because those are
Because
both
if
spells.
so, I would like to cast both of those, and kind of keep an eye on them with a bird.
Yes, you would be able to do that because you'd be able to. I believe you did that in the caverns as well, because you create a beast basically. Although it's a bestial spirit, it's still a beast, and then you can touch a willing beast, which I count a bestial spirit as a willing beast. And you can see through its eyes and ears, although you are deafened and blinded for the duration of it.
Yeah, but she still wants to make sure they're so she'll hide as best as she can.
Yeah, you'd be able to watch them. And there are thousands of birds in the sky, so it would not be difficult to masquerade as one. Yeah.
Beast and then beast.
All right. Well, hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. If you guys did, feel free to hit that follow button as per usual. Or go check out our various social medias, including Tables of Tartarus, which is the VODs channel this is going to be posted to on YouTube, as well as Vods of Valhalla, which is where all of our other stuff goes, including the Bioshock series, which Rogue just finished playing, and he's actually going to be starring up, or Bioshock 1 he just finished, but he's also going to be starring up Spooky's House of Jump Scares because it's Halloweeny time. So feel free to check out that channel. We're going to be posting those probably tomorrow, I believe. And we'll be coming back here next week at 7 p.m. PST on a Friday, and we'll see you all then. Bye!
Bye-bye!
Have a good one.